everyone and welcome back. I know it's a bit strange me doing a Booktube Newbie Tag when I've already made a few videos, but I thought it would be a fun way to tell you a bit more about myself and a bit more about my reading, and I just thought it looked really fun. I have the questions here on my phone and I'm just going to answer them the best that I can. Honestly, I think it was mostly for all of you on TikTok, which is where you probably better know me, ex-Libris Jessica, who requested me making a YouTube channel. I guess you wanted to hear more in-depth conversations about the books I'm reading and about what I do, and I thought that I would give it a go. I'm not amazing in front of the camera, at least TikTok is just 15 seconds to a minute or 3 minutes now, but this is me branching out a bit. I'm also trying Twitter, Instagram, lots of different book social medias because books do consume a lot of my life and I quite like sharing it with other people. I think I read a lot of different genres and I like to find books that are unheard of and out of my comfort zone, so hopefully if I recommend them to you or you see one that I don't like but you think you might, then it'll be an opportunity for you to try something else with your reading. I also try to be as honest as I can with my reviews. I like to try and find positives in every book I read. I never tell people that I hate a book and that no one should read it because there's always something for someone in any book. So hopefully that won't put you off and you'll make your own opinions no matter what I say, but I would like to introduce some new books to everyone. What am I most excited for on this channel? Probably meeting new book friends. Yes, I've met loads of you through TikTok and Bookstagram, but Booktube is a big community and I'd like to meet some new people on here too, and I think there are different books that are more popular on different platforms, so maybe I'll find some new Booktube favourites. I think it's just such a great way to learn about the world and also to escape the world for a little while. I did actually really fall out of love with reading at school. It was very regimented on what I was allowed to read and it wasn't for enjoyment and it also wasn't for learning, it was more for grades. But after finishing my GCSEs I had some time and I really found my love of books again, and I branched out even further than what I would typically read. New genres, I wouldn't have gone into non-fiction and sci-fi and romance, but now they're some of my favourite books to read, and I just think it can be a really special thing that pulls people together. I've definitely found that on the TikTok community. I've made friends that I didn't think I'd ever consider friends. They're just people on the internet, but they are my friends now, and I don't have many book friends in real life, so to have all these people that I can chat to about books all the time is absolutely amazing. I think one of the first books to ever get me into reading was Phillip Pullman's His Dark Materials, because it was one of the first books of fantasy that I read, and it was also one of the first ones that I could physically read on my own without help, and I've reread it since as an adult and I still think it's magical and I still think it's really amazing. It doesn't lose anything now that I'm not a child myself anymore, and I always recommend it to everyone who's starting off with fantasy. Maybe if you enjoyed Harry Potter and you want to branch on something different, then I always say this is a really great series. I think it's the same question for everyone that I meet to do with books, which is what is your favourite book, and also what would you recommend for me to read. I always think it's really interesting. A book tells you a lot about someone, especially their favourite book, and it's also interesting to hear what they think I would enjoy. There's always books that I think, oh, this person would really enjoy that, and it's nice to think that someone out there would know what would be on the top of my reading list. I mean, there's two things. One, I'm not very camera confident. I am trying, but this alone, knowing people will watch this, is quite scary. TikTok has definitely helped me overcome this though. 20,000 people watch my videos, which is crazy. I think it's the size of the O2 Arena, and I can't quite fathom that, but that definitely did get me over some of my camera shyness, and I guess Booktube is just another way to overcome that, and I think I'm doing okay, but hopefully I'll be more and more confident the more I do it. The second thing is, I know it's quite hard to break into Booktube. TikTok algorithms are not amazing 100% of the time, but they do push out a lot of people's content, and it is easier for a video to go viral, so it might take me a bit longer to make a community on here, but hopefully if you like my videos you will like and subscribe and chat to me in the comments. You know, I'm always free if you want to message me on Instagram or on TikTok, and yeah, hopefully making a book community won't be too hard. I am excited for it. I've sort of already answered this, but when did I start reading? The answer is quite early on. I found reading quite easy from an early age. It was something that I personally was able to engage with, and I've always loved stories, even when people used to tell me them before I could read. I would say maybe reception. I did start reading all the time. Sadly, in about year 3, they tried to control which levels I was allowed to read at, so I was fully able to read lots of books by then, but they'd keep me on silver level because I wasn't old enough. And I remember being really annoyed about that, and I took it to heart, and it stopped me loving reading for a long time. So when did I start reading properly again? I would say a couple of years ago. After my GCSEs and after my A-levels, I had a lot more time. Obviously the pandemic gave me time to read on my gap year, which hasn't had as much travelling as I would have liked, but I am very grateful for the time that I've got reading. And also chatting to people on social media about books has really kind of made it easier to love books, because I also have other people to enjoy them with. Where do I read? Mostly in my bedroom, but I recently, well, last year, built a pergola with my dad, and I do love reading up there with my dog and my cats. But honestly, I'll read anywhere. If I have a book in my bag or an ebook, well, it's great to have something to do while you're waiting for something, while you're on transport. It's just really nice to make progress with your books, and I find I read a lot quicker if I always have a book on me. I will honestly give any book a go from any genre. Obviously, like a lot of people, fantasy is my preferred genre. I have a lot of it. But I've really fallen in love with sci-fi at the moment, or literary fiction I also really enjoy. But if someone recommends me a book from a genre I don't typically go for, that won't put me off. I will still give it a go, and a lot of the time I find some of my favourite books that way. What does my book collection look like? This is one of my bookcases. A lot of it is my parents' books, this is more mine. I'm still building it up, but a lot of it is in my bedroom. I also have a bookshelf above my bed which has some of my favourites, some black and white spines that look good. And I also have a book cart that I bought last year with my huge physical TBR on. I think I'm at about 40 books on there that I'm trying to get through, but books really are all over my house. I don't collect all the time. Sometimes I'll read it and not really enjoy it, and I'll gift it to someone or give it to charity, but I do own a lot of books. Lastly, it's not one of the book questions, but I thought I would show you my very favourite book, which is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. It is something you will have to know about me if you're going to watch my videos. I do actually also have a tattoo based on the book. I recommend it to everyone that loves fantasy and is a fan of books. It's a real love letter to books. And I think a lot of people will enjoy it. Another quick thing that I'd like to say before I go is that I've just set up a book club. It's called the Ex Libris Book Club, and it's a virtual book club. You don't have to sign up, you can join whichever month you'd like. I've already had over 100 people tell me that they're going to join me for August. You can find all the information on my TikTok page and on my Instagram, where I'll be doing a poll to choose the book. Tomorrow is the first time that the shortlist is announced. And then once a month we just read one book and we discuss it at the end. There's also a Discord server if you want more in-depth discussion and to meet some new friends, and it should be really, really fun. So if you'd like to join, please let me know in the comments and I can point you in the right direction. I promise that I will try and make these videos more regularly. I am having a lot of fun filming videos, taking photos for all my book social media accounts, and I'm going to try and put more effort into Booktube. So if there's anything that you'd like to see from me, any video ideas that you think you would enjoy, please let me know, because it's hard to think of ideas. I hope you all have a lovely week and enjoy your reading, and hopefully you're sitting in the sun if it's as hot as it is here, and I will see you all soon.